Hello and welcome to Evolve Pipedrive Podcast, which are all things Pipedrive, sales, apps, and Pipedrive Marketplace. My name is Praiz Bignell. I own and run Evolve, a technology consultancy based in the UK, working globally, helping businesses get more out of Pipedrive and their wider tech stack through implementation, consultancy, training, and aftercare. Today, I'm joined by Vincent, the co-founder at Praiz. Praiz allows you to easily record, find, and replay all your business meetings in one place. I'm really looking forward to this conversation with Vincent today for a number of reasons. One, because his story so far highlights what you get when you mix a sales craftsmanship with extraordinary drive in a fast growth startup environment. Having worked his way up through the ranks at Aircall after a short internship at Google, Vincent rose from an SDR to a mid-market account exec team lead. And two, because Praiz is at the front line of changing what it means to be a sales rep with meeting summaries and cool highlights, or sales managers who now have so much more effective means of having conversations with their sales reps. So, without further ado, welcome, Vincent. Please introduce yourself and Praiz to our audience.
Hi, Bruce. Thanks for inviting me. I'm Vincent, founder and CEO of Praiz. CEO means sales to me, so I'm person. And as you actually said, Praiz is an AI-powered conversation intelligence software for customer-facing teams. We are based in France. We are three ex-employees of Urkel, which is a French unicorn, very linked to our business. Actually, it's a phone system, so that integrate with Pipedrive, so it's quite linked with what we're doing. We spend a lot of time there. We went from 40 employees to 800, so we knew all this fast-growing environment for like 4 years, and we wanted to start our own business. So 18 months ago, we started Praiz. And really, our mission is to make a bridge between your meetings and calls and your CRM.
Hmm.
So that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to structure the insights from all your customer conversations and push all the information at the right place in your CRM.
And so you had three ex air coolers. What does the team look like now?
So right now we are five. We have two employees, one sales rep and one developer.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hire more people end of this year. We already have people who are gonna join in few weeks.
Okay, and what's the type of businesses that you serve? Is it the same type of clients that you had at Aircall? Like what's the kind of ICP there?
Yeah, they are quite similar. Actually, we serve a lot of industries, and we it's a lot of B two B industries, mostly B two B. It's any businesses having video meetings and calls every day. They can use Praise. So we have software companies, we have consulting firms, we have staffing agencies using our services. And in terms of markets, we are more focused on Western Europe,
Mm-hmm.
especially France, of course, because actually it's just the beginning for us. So it's easier because we know this market, but then we're definitely going to expand to more markets. Yeah.
Nice. And from a 'cause you mentioned something earlier about yes, it's videos and people might know transcriptions from videos, but you also got integrations with the likes of Aircall, right? So it's not just your video calls; it's also your VoIP calls through a system like Aircall.
Yeah, exactly. What we saw is that more than 80% of businesses they use both calls and video meetings, and for us, it's very important to be integrated with both kind of interactions. Gather all the audios and the recordings and video recordings, and make it available in the same place for customers. And this is also interesting because obviously tools such as Zoom, Teams, they actually have a recording system, but they don't know how to also get Aircall and VoIP services recordings. So this is one of our first value is
Mm.
to gather all your interaction and with your customer and put it in one place.
And who would be your like? Who do you sell to? Right? Is it the sales team that wants to get kind of more from their data, or is it the customer success team? Like, where do you normally find the first? Who do you reach out to for your
So
sales?
right now we're focusing on SMBs because what we saw is that on the market there are a lot of big competitors that are themselves more focusing on mid-market and enterprise, such as Gong or Chorus. I'm sure everybody knows these solutions. So
Yeah.
they're more focused on enterprise. They're like more heavy, hard to set up. And we actually love SMB. At Urkel is serving mostly SMBs. What we like in software for SMB is that it's usually very self-service, easy to use, and we don't want to have like thousands of features. We want to have the very important features, but make it very easy to use and to set up. So right now, our customers really look like a typical customer will be a post-Series A tech company, 60, 70 people. They have like a 12 people sales team. They have customer success also on one side. They have maybe SDR, BDR, and usually these kind of companies, they actually get the license of Praiz for everyone, all the company, not only the sales team. Even though the sales team is the one recording the meetings, every departments of the company can benefit from a customer conversations. It can be product teams. They want to get insights from obviously conversation with customers. Okay, what features we're going to release next? What people think about our new feature, for instance. You also have marketing, product marketing. It's very important for them to get the verbatim of the customers, of the prospects, and to better get insights of the market. And when you see that, like from the CEO to admin to ops, like everyone needs to listen to customer calls. Especially all the companies are now customer facing, like customer centric. Sorry, so I mean it's very important. It's the best way to be customer centric is actually to listen to the customers and the prospects, of course.
Yeah, I think that's so important. It's come up a couple of times before. I was listening to a podcast with Tim Ferriss probably about 10 years ago now with Matt Mullenweg, who had the WordPress agency, and they were a distributed network, a distributed workforce, and he would be singing the praise about recording even internal meetings as well.
Yeah.
Just the kind of the power that has, it keeps people accountable. So do you find that the usefulness of that, for, I guess, for board meetings as well, for, I guess, transcription of board meetings, is very important as well?
Yeah, exactly. So sales calls with prospect, with customers, also interviews of candidates. Right now, like the past few weeks, I was hiring a new sales rep, and I record all the interviews. And this is very good because usually, what really it's very annoying for candidates is that they repeat always the same thing. Why you should record your interviews is that then the hiring manager, for instance, can listen back to the interview, and maybe when he's going to do the interview, he's going to ask over questions that have not been covered, and also he really reduced the biases of in their hiring process. Usually people like hiring people, they will be like depending on their mood, they can like say this candidate is not good, but if they listen back maybe a day later, they will listen back to the interview, and maybe they're going to have different thoughts about the candidate. And I think it's very important for interviews. It can be also board meetings, obviously, for C levels, strategic information are said. So you want to keep up that on that. Internal meetings, especially internal meetings, is mostly for remote teams. I think it's interesting because remote, usually the only like interaction you have with your colleagues is during the weekly or daily stand up. And I think it's nice to record them. And let's say an employee was not there during the weekly, you can still listen back to the weekly, and you're sure that everyone is aligned with the company strategy and updates. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I couldn't agree more. I mean, as a salesperson, how do you think about the changing landscape of sales tech, AI, and large language models, like from a individual rep's perspective, and then from a manager or business owner's perspective?
Yeah, so I think the value of larger models is for the sales rep. I think it's mostly about sales enablement. So what I say about sales enablement is really reducing the low value tasks they're doing. I think this is what really AI is going to be very good for sales reps. Is really it's really this. They're not gonna replace them. Like they're still gonna make calls with customers, meetings and stuff. This is where the value is. A sales rep, when they spend times with prospect customer, this is where the value is. You don't want them to spend times to fill up CRMs and to all these tasks. Low value tasks can be now and will be more and more automated by AI. And for the sales managers, sales leaders, I think AI is what very interesting is more what we call a thin AI. Is that okay? We have all this data in the company. It can be data can be the recordings of the calls, obviously, but it can be very different kind of things, data from the CRM and stuff. And what sales leaders need is that they want insights from that. So AI, we help them to gather insights out of a big set of data and help them making better strategic decisions, uh, having a better visibility on what they're doing.
Yeah, I think that's huge from the summary of insight, because I think that's one of the big things. Everyone's getting very carried away at the moment about the content or the writing, what AI can write and create. But I think the reading and the summarizing of a 10,000 word essay or 10,000 reps, 10,000 hours of worth of reps calls and taking the insights from that, I think that's certainly from a business owner or from a sales leader's point of view, that's some that's where a lot of the insights are going to come from. I think in the next wave, the first year is all about how do we write content, and then how do we make sense of and how do we summarize content.
Yeah, fair enough. But to me, the value is not by creating content. The value of AI is really the synthesis of a big set of data. This is really where the it was built for that. So people obviously they use ChatGPT to create a blog article or just to create the cadences on how to reach our sales love. It's not going to do a better. It will never do a better job than a sales rep that is trained and understand his market, the specificities of the market. So really, like I think this is what people do wrong. I think people should use AI more on the how to get insights from your data. Okay, you have all this information. How can I leverage that and take decisions? This is where AI is going to help people, I think.
And what does that look like from the future roadmap for you guys? Is it? I know you got some new hires coming recently. Are they going to be in product? Are they going to go into sales, marketing, features? What's the kind of roadmap look like for you guys next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, so we have a big feature coming up actually. Right now on our market, every solutions provide pretty much the same kind of summaries of meetings. And we talked about it actually during the demo if you want to have a look. But these summaries, they're not really proper notes. They're good because they help you like jump on specific section of a call. They help you listening back to maybe 5 minutes of the call instead of the whole call. So it's actually bringing value. But people, they want more. What we saw is that our customers are asking sales enablement. They want to be able to define their own prompts, let's say, depending of the types of meeting they're having. For instance, some sales orgs, they want you to fill up their medic, their bound, their qualification framework automatically in the CRM. And I don't know if people realize, but GPT-4 knows about medic. He knows about medic. If you ask GPT-4 to fill up a medic for you based on your discovery call, it will do it very much better than you and much easier and very faster, obviously. So what we are launching is we call it templates. So our customer will be able to define their own call outcome depending on the type of calls, discovery, demo. It can be also QBR for CSM, let's say. And it really gonna depend, of the type of calls, but also on their needs and their business specificities. And the goal is to link all this information with specific fields in the CRM in Pipedrive. So you're going to be able, to, for instance, fill up a medic directly in the field dedicated to medic inside Pipedrive. So it's going to obviously make sales rep more efficient because they won't have to do that again. And sales managers, sales leaders, they will be sure that the information is pushed and they're going to be able to leverage that. And over example, for instance, also it's going to help you. You can also create follow-up emails, for instance. So you're a salesperson, you just made a discovery call, and what these kind of templates can do is that they can just or automatically create an email, a follow-up email that will be based on the conversation. For instance, hi Bruce, you told me that you have these pain points, and AI will fill up the pain points, and then at Evolve we can help you with that because we blah blah blah. So this is what we are doing right now. It's going to be available in a few weeks. Yeah.
Nice, yeah, I love it, and that takes us quite neatly onto, we did record a demo before we recorded this. We'll have the links below for you to check that out and how the platforms work together. But how do they integrate? Like, how easy is it for you to connect the two systems?
Very easy. I mean, this is also the success of Pipedrive is that there is this marketplace that's very open. The API. By the way, we integrate also with HubSpot and Salesforce, and Pipedrive was the easiest way to set up. We got validated on the marketplace very fast, and the team was very supportive. So it was very nice, very good experience for us.
Mhm.
And it's actually not that difficult to integrate. It's just the decision is how you integrate. And for us, a way to integrate was really like to say, okay, we want to be able to send information from a meeting or a call in anywhere in Pipedrive. So it can be in the deal object, it can be in the company object, it can be in the contact object, it can be all three together, but it can also be custom fields
Mm.
that the Pipedrive customers created specifically to their business, and we can link your meeting with the specific fields. For instance, you have a custom field called on your deal called competitors. You have a drop down select option. What we're going to do is that based on what's been said during the meeting, we're going to fill this up for you automatically. And we know that the reps, they always forget. I was the worst for that. Always forget to fill up this information. And then the sales leader, they go in Pipedrive, they want to filter, they want to play, they don't want to do some reports, and they can't do it because the data is not there. So it's non-usable. So
Yeah.
everybody is unhappy about this. So what we're going to do is, okay, let's say AI and Praiz is going to do it, and then the sales leaders are going to be sure that they find the right information and they can
Yeah.
leverage it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, just kind of on that salespeople being lazy, back in the day, I used to I'd have to always put 35 minutes, my kind of after 5 o'clock, anytime between 5 and 6, just filling out Salesforce information. And it was the kind of the most useless part of the day because you couldn't remember what you spoke about at 9:30 in the morning because you made all these calls that wasn't logged automatically against your call or the contact in your CRM. So yes, Pipedrive helps you with that now because everything logs against it. But what I love about this and Praiz what it's now doing is you've also got the what did you do in that call, and we spoke about this offline. But the question is, what did I say I would send her? What did I say I would send him? That's the question. But if that's captured, and either auto wrote or at least drafted the first message, right? Because I think you don't want it to. We're still people selling to people, um, even in a B2B environment. But if you can just use the technology to leverage what you've done there, yeah, it's very very cool. So Vincent, can you tell me a little bit about your story? How three guys that worked at this fast growth startup at Aircall, like were you on the same team? Who said I think we should do something on our own, and where did the name come from?
Good questions. So we all pretty much all started at Urkel at the same time. It was post Series A. Urkel was like 40 employees, growing fast. I joined as a SDR, so I was the first SDR on the French market, and Urkel is a French company. It's like American French company. So I was the first SDR on the French market. Then I moved to AE, and personally, like if I tell my story, is that at one point after 4 years, I was very frustrated. Sorry, we moved from 40 employees to 800, and the boat was getting so big that it was so slow, and it was
Yeah.
so frustrating because I was handling mid-market slash enterprise deals for the French market, but Oracle really lacked the lack of compliance, things such as SOC 2. So basically I was losing deals. People, they wanted to sign with us, but because of compliance, and we could not do it, and it was very frustrating for me. I would try to push the product teams, the tech teams, to move forward, but nothing was moving. The boat was too big, and it was so frustrating. So we wanted to feel again this early stage feeling of fast pace. I'm very driven about that. So this is why I wanted either to join an early stage, either to start my own business. And we kind of find the momentum to start our own business because I have two colleagues that were really my friends. And one of them, Archer, was the head of onboarding, customer onboarding at Urkel.
Mm.
So every time I was closing a deal, he was onboarding the customer right after. And
Mm.
this is what we do again today. So I close and he onboard and he's taking care of the customers. So we kind of recreate the team, and our CTO Gabriel was actually was in charge of all AI transcript topics at Aircall. So we were like, okay, we have a CTO that is very good data scientist and very into models, AI and stuff. So okay, guys, we have the team. Let's try to do something. And we come up with the conversation intelligence market, because what we saw is that Gong, Chorus, they're so expensive solutions, and they're serving only very few customers. They're only serving very well funded companies that have a lot of money to spend on tools. But what about the rest? What about the more traditional business, small and medium business? Nobody serves them. Now there are more solutions, but back in the 2 years ago, there was not really a lot of them. So we decided, okay, let's go SMB, let's go easy, let's go for them, let's do something for them, and let's make something affordable also for them that they can really purchase actually. And this is how a little bit the story got created. And regarding the name Praiz, I think we really struggled to find a name, to be honest. So we were like, okay, maybe praise to praise someone. Okay, it's makes sense. Let's go for that, and just added Z at the end.
Yeah, I didn't know if
That's how it came up.
I didn't know if you were Fatboy Slim fans and praise you.
I like what Slim do.
Uh, but yeah, and is there? Have you guys got a mantra? Because obviously you hadn't worked that close, and having co-founders, you speak to them probably more than you speak to your partners, right? What going into this? What have you learnt from that startup environment that you liked as you scale? What are you guys making sure you do weekly, and what are you making sure that you don't do? Like
Yeah.
what don't you want to lose?
So first of all, we are fully remote. I'm French, but I'm based in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and they're
Ah,
based in Paris. So we pretty much do everything by remote. So obviously communication is a big topic. I had some trouble at the beginning, I would say, because yeah, we were not used really to that, to be honest. And so we really improved ourselves on this matter, like on the really communication side. And what we realized is that you don't need to do a lot of meetings to be aligned. So we do like one weekly meeting with the whole crew, with the employees, just to have a quick updates on the tech side, product side, and business side. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. And then we have a co-founders meeting on Fridays afternoon, where it's more open, where we can brainstorm, we can talk about the product, we can talk about the vision we have, we can talk about fundraise, etc., etc. So but we're really active on Slack, though. We're like very heavy users of Slack, so we keep on sending voice messages, we keep us updated. So we kind of like also created this I don't know how to say in English, but emulation, no, I probably don't say that, like excitement around what we're doing. So every time we close a customer, it's like you can see on Slack that everybody is buzzing, and
yeah,
there's something happening. And also we see each other every month. So we meet up every month, and then we think that it's a good rhythm. We
yeah.
also do offsites. I think it's nice also. But really, people really enjoy being in remote. And I think it's very good for productivity of the company, and really happy about that. Yeah, it's just communication wise, you really need to improve yourself. uh, Communication is, especially when you write down, when you talk with a person on Slack, you should really double check the way you write, because it can really be sometimes passive aggressive and stuff. So it's very important to be aware of what you send on Slack, because it's your main, you know um,
Yeah,
conversation point. Yeah.
certainly. Which is why maybe you switched to the voice notes, right? And I quite like the voice notes because the transcription's great as well now.
It's
So
getting better on Slack. Yeah, probably maybe they're using the same model as us.
possibly, yeah. Who knows? Um, so as we look to come to the end here, and this has been great, Vincent. Thank you. Um, some quick fire questions.
Mhm.
So, what's in your sales tech stack and why?
Oh, interesting one. First of all, praise, obviously. And I think, to be honest, it was super useful at the beginning. When you have your very early stage, your first conversations with prospects and customers, they're so important that you really want to record them. And for us, it was the first tool we used. It was our own tool, because then on my CTO, so I was making mostly the calls, and then my CTO and my co-founders, they will be able to listen back what's been said. So we got straight away good insights. So first obviously praise. Then we use, I'm sorry, HubSpot, not Pipedrive. I'm so sorry. We use
Others,
HubSpot.
yeah, there are other CRMs are available.
I think yeah, obviously, I think HubSpot is very interesting, because the free plan, I think we could keep the free plan until IPO. Like to me, it's like it's really the free plan does really a lot already. So happy about that. And then we're using a Lemlist. Lemlist is sales cadencing sequencing French software. It's a competitor of Outreach, SalesLoft. They go a bit deeper regarding LinkedIn, so you can really automate LinkedIn DMs. And or we're targeting sales leaders, and sales leaders they are on LinkedIn, so LinkedIn is a very good channel for us.
Yeah.
We use Aircall for cold calls, obviously. So we got free licenses thanks to our partnership with them. So it's cool. And what else? Yeah, and then just scrapping tools, sales nav. We use EvaBoot to scrap sales nav results. Yeah, this kind of tools,
And Slack, obviously, which is the glue
Yeah,
between everything. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Slack, and that's pretty much it. We obviously have a bunch of like small tools around, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, yeah.
This one. And have you got any favorite use cases or customer stories from using Praiz that you've
Yeah.
had?
So what we really love is then when, and we have a bunch of customers like this. It's when they're using Praise on all the sales cycle, and when I say all the sales cycle is from SDR cold calls to the CSM
Mm.
after 1 year QBR meeting they have with the customer, and and I really like the fact that they're like literally recording all the calls, and I think it's a great way to like to see like all the cycle with a customer from the SDR again to the CSM, and also it's very valuable for them to for the handover, like how we all know how it is, like the account executive sales they will maybe say some stuff they should not say to the customer or prospect, and then the CSM is annoyed because the customers complain after. So
Yeah.
who's wrong, who's right? But then when you have the recording, you can really like I would say really help in the handover. And and customers are super happy. We have a
Mm.
customer of us saying, I mean, their customers are super happy because they can share the recordings with their customers, and obviously they have the best experience because everybody's aligned, from all the teams are aligned around the customers. So yeah, we got great feedback from that. Customers of our customers are happy, so makes us happy.
Very nice. And from like a top tips for those getting started or those that have been using Praise and you want to show them how to use the system more deeper, can you give some top tips for people that are getting started tomorrow and top tips for people that have been using Praise but they should get more from the platform?
So first of all, I won't say we have. I don't have a lot of tips, but because our integration with Pipedrive is 2 clicks, so my
Mm.
only tip is avoid misclicking. But if you don't misclick, you're gonna be fine. It's super easy to use, like really,
Yeah.
it's super straightforward. But I think as a more like a tip, like regarding product, I think this kind of product is very important to put up a routine. I think
Mm.
it's very important to dedicate time to listen back to conversation. You don't have to listen to all the calls, but I think one time every week you should maybe take 30 minutes, 1 hour that you actually gain from the automation with the CRM. So you have more time, and then use this time to actually review calls, review meetings, and you will see that you get so much valuable insights from a customer meeting. Only one call. If you're a sales rep, my advice is listen to one of your call. You're gonna find so many ways, areas of improvement. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I think everybody should like salespeople, like even the best salesperson in the whole world. I think it's still a poor sales. Like you can also always improve, I feel.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point, the reflection point, right? So, what was my best call of the week? What was my worst call of the week? So, why was it good? Why was it bad? Was it something you said? Was it the quality of the lead? Whatever we know. Um, yeah, so that time for reflection is super important for getting started. And if that probably was also for the season pro as well, right? But is there anything in particular that you would um, maybe just use it across more departments? Like if you got one department using it, make sure you're using Praise across the whole business. Like what other tips would you say there?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's we have a light user on viewers only licenses that are free right now. So we always tell our customers just add your product team, add your marketing team, add your C levels also. But the C levels they always ask to be on the account. That's crazy. CEO always wants to listen to back to calls. This typical CEO.
Yeah,
And so yeah, my advice would be like to like, open the system to everyone and make it your make it the Slack of your videos, of your meetings. Just collaborate on it, share best practices, listen back to the calls of your colleagues or your top performers, help out a low performer, for instance. You can do a bunch of things. Yeah.
Very nice. And do you have any? Obviously, we know you use HubSpot, but any Pipedrive feature requests?
No, I actually, I think I'm not like an expert of Pipedrive, but to be honest, like as I told you before, the integration went super smoothly, so we didn't have any. Yeah, I think it's perfect. I mean, we don't have any for now any requests, to be honest.
That's cool. Yeah, sometimes people ask, "Oh, can we do this with the API documentation?" But if it's been that smooth, that's
Maybe I will say something else in 2-3 weeks. Well, let's see.
yeah,
We're in development still, so for the V2, so we'll see
yeah.
how it goes. But right now, it's okay. Yeah,
Kudos to the Pipedrive product team there.
exactly.
Any books or YouTube videos that you'd recommend?
I'm really not a huge fan of business books. Every time I read them, I read the whole book. I'm like, wow, this is so cool, but you cannot leverage it, and it's so frustrating. It's now I read business books just yet maybe to have fun and like to see different perspective, but I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. And then like when you spend like 8 hours a day in meetings with your customers, you don't want to watch videos of sales tips. So I would just watch football or or
That's
something
cool.
else. Just something completely different. To be honest,
As
yeah.
long as it's not Manchester United
Yeah.
highlights. It's been
Well,
a
for me, the best is LinkedIn. I mean, there are a lot of, especially English, native English speakers on LinkedIn, influencers, sales influencers. There are a lot of them that are super interesting. I can't find really French-speaking ones that are as good as the one in English, but there are a lot of them US based or UK based. They're super interesting. They really share very good insights. So usually my if I want to get better at sales, my go-to would be like I go on LinkedIn, I scroll a little bit. I already follow the one I want to follow, and I already get their content directly, and it's super useful. So my advice would be to follow, sales LinkedIn influencers. I think it's very valuable, free valuable content.
yeah, and just to lean in onto that. So one, if you can shout out anyone in particular that comes to mind, and two, um, the Lemlist team. We mentioned Lemlist a little bit before. That their team is really great at showing actionable things that you can do with their platform and or others. I would say.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I never remember the names. It's crazy. First of all, I'm really bad with the names. So for me, I watch the photos of the people, so I can see their faces, but I can't put a name on them. But they are now LinkedIn is doing like sales influencers,
Mm.
top sales voice and stuff, and I think they are picking up pretty good ones. So, but yeah, also my competitors, I actually follow a bunch of sales reps that are posting a lot. You can see Gong's reps; they're pulling like good materials. So yeah, but I like to follow a lot of people, so I can't really name drop, to be honest.
Yeah, that's cool. No, thank you very much. Well, Vincent, this has been great. Thank you very much. And if there's nothing else you'd like to get across today,
No, all good. Just if you want to get to know more about Praiz, just either go on the website. But if you want to get the latest news, you can also follow me on LinkedIn. Actually, I'm quite active too. Most of my posts are in French. Sorry, but you can
no, it's
still
quite all
find
right. But
them.
there's some good memes. You have some.
Yeah, I'm in the meme game. Yeah, so if you like memes, if you want to get better in French, but I also post in English, no worries. But yeah,
Yeah,
just follow me on LinkedIn. Yeah,
perfect. Well, thank you very much. That's it for this week. Thank you for listening to Evolve Pipedrive podcast. We're talking all things Pipedrive, sales, apps, and Pipedrive marketplace. At Evolve, we're a technology consultancy based in the UK, working globally, specialising in helping people get more out of Pipedrive and their wider sales tech stack. If you found this insightful, please let us know what you think in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, or share it with someone that you think will find this useful. We do value all of your feedback. Vincent, thank you very much.
my pleasure.